How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. We're reacting to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 20. Nothing personal, kid. Uh, I assume it's Ward, of course, nothing personal. Feels like him. I got nothing else to say. Let's just get right into it. Okay, let's discuss this episode. First off, what does Ward owe Garrett? I assume this is separate from, the whole brother thing and what he doesn't want to get out and stuff like that, which is not that bad. So clearly there is more as well. And he says, or they said, you don't owe Garrett anything. And he says, of course I do. Or something like that. Implying that, yes, he does owe Garrett something. So what is this thing that he owes him? I assume it is again, he groomed him from a young age. He was in a shitty situation. Maybe he accidentally killed his younger brother. No, because the lie detector did say that I'm not sure if he said he had or has those amount of people in his family. I'm gonna go back and check after this. But yeah, depending on if he says has or had, that could be a very interesting distinction there. Because maybe he accidentally killed his younger brother during one of the beatings, and he doesn't want that to get out. And Garrett sort of covered up the situation for him, and he's been sort of indebted to him since. I don't know. We started off the episode with sort of solving the Providence mystery. Really, really cool. I mean, it wasn't really much of a solving mystery. They pretty much immediately figured it out. But I do love just them having to get the different clues from different things. The way that they saw Sky's message, Fitz saw that was very, very well done. Excellent sound choice there for whoever did the sound mixing of that episode. And yeah, speaking of Fitz, him freaking out this episode, because as we've seen, in the episodes past, he hates change, anything that changes, and that mainly has been about Gemma so far. But any kind of change is rough for anybody to take. Everybody hates change. Everybody hates it in some way. But it is interesting looking back to the first couple episodes and now, and Fitz is really not changed at all. He hasn't in the slightest bit. He hasn't really changed. But you go back and check, and Simmons has changed a lot already. I don't want to say drastically, but she's definitely changed a lot. She's gone through quite a bit. And even in her appearance, she looks so much more adult now than she did in the first couple episodes. But yeah, they started out very closely as being Fitzsimmons, and they've gone so far apart. And at the beginning, I was like, man, they need to give Simmons more focus. Fitz is getting all the focus. He wasn't getting a lot of character development, but he was getting a lot of focus. And he didn't really need development because the show was just starting. You don't need to immediately develop the characters. You kind of need to have them just be what they are first. But now that we're getting towards the end of season 1, Fitz is just kind of staying the same while everybody else around him is changing. And I do think that is the crux of his character right now, is the fact that he isn't changing and everybody else is changing, and he hates that. Even now with adding people like Trip. I'm growing, and Trip's growing on me, but he's still right now just meh, just a sort of generic agentish kind of guy right now. Yeah, speaking of change, we went back to the cafe. That was the location that she pretended to have for the flash drive. Very, very smart. And yeah, it really talking about all the change that it's gone through since the beginning of the episode till now. I keep talking about this like it's an insane amount of time, and I know there's 7 seasons of the show or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's still, they're talking about it already. It's still, in such a short amount of time, so much has changed, and the idea of anything can happen, while they were there, the fact that or not even while they're there, just in general, things are happening so fast, just in a split second, everything is turned on its head. And again, going back to the cafe, which had to do with the rising tide and her wanting all S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets to come out, and now they are all out, and it's not good. It's exactly not what, if that would have happened, she can now see how bad that would have gone. Maybe it would have outed Hydra faster, though. I don't know. Who knows? But, I mean, Hydra's secrets weren't in S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets, so I don't know how that works. Anyway, the military is such a big villain in the MCU. just militaries of the world in general, but specifically U.S. military. But that's mainly because most of it takes place in America. But yeah, I was not expecting that. I thought they were going to be working with the military a lot, but the military, like just in the MCU at large. But man, the military is such a reoccurring big villain. See, Deathlock, by the way, is just like, but he looks full comic now. Like everybody else is so like, still very grounded, realistic sort of design, but he's just got this like huge armor all over him. He's got that like just everything about his design looks so comic booky. I do love it though. He looks so different from everybody else in the show. Like everybody else's design. Even the other powered people. So yeah, we have Maria Hill and May, and we find out the thing at the end of the episode. And we're gonna talk about that now. Yeah, fuck it. I don't know why I always like trying to do my notes in order or whatever, but fuck it. Let's just talk about this now. So Coulson was not the one, like, again, it's not the one who ordered Tahiti, because he exactly said the opposite. Not to do it. And then Fury did it anyway on him, which is, like, oh man. I wanted to be like, Fury's a great character. I love him, and he's still a funny character and that. But it's gonna be real hard to say that like Fury knows what he's doing after this. I mean, not like he's stupid or anything like that, but I mean like I can't trust him anymore. This is the worst possible thing he could have ever done. The one person who said definitely never do this to anybody ever, no matter what. He's like, that's the guy we're gonna do it to. And then I want you two, May and Melinda, to not May and Melinda, May and Maria, to watch him and keep an eye on him. Well, I mean that's not exactly what Hill was doing the whole time, but that was the plan B or whatever. And they both know they're looking for side effects. I assume they know the specific side effects they're looking for. So while May didn't know that Coulson specifically told Fury not to do it, she does know of the side effects she's looking for. She is looking for, deterioration in health and all this blah blah blah. So she knows what, like, it's even worse than I thought. It's not like keep an eye on him. She knows specifically what she's looking for. She knows what this is. She's known everything about Tahiti except who ordered it, which is no one. It's a complete lie that Coulson ordered it. Like, the idea that someone above Fury ordered this is I mean, like, yes, Coulson was in charge of it, sure. But Fury is the one who made the order, because Coulson was dead. I thought we were going to get, like, a thing of, like, Coulson in that video saying, I'm giving the order, do it to me if anything happens, and then we find out, like, oh, so he actually did say, like, do it to me if anything happens. Like, the who ordered it was Coulson himself, but no, it wasn't! It was a lie! So many lies. So many fucking lies. Wow. Like, every episode I just trust and hate. I don't hate such a strong word, but just like, I'm so frustrated with May and Hill, both of them. Fuck me, running there. Ah! I don't know what the role in the show is going to be. It's not like I want them out of the show. It's not like I think they're bad characters or anything like that. I think they're fantastic characters to make me so angry with them. But I don't know how May could ever be a part of the team anymore. How? She feels no remorse for any of this. She doesn't. Like, that's the big thing. Is if she was so remorseful for everything she said too, but she's like, I wanted to do this. It's fine. Coulson, why are you crying? Why are you so mad? Boo-hoo. I mean, she does feel sorry. She says she's his friend, but she's not sorry about keeping an eye on him. She's not upset about just following these orders or anything like that. Which, speaking of following orders... I mean, first off, let's just talk about that by itself. The I'm just following orders doesn't fucking work like this. Does not work like this. there's a big difference. I mean, we talked in the reaction, but I want to talk about it again because I'm not sure if I'll be able to leave it in or not. But saying I was just following orders is a broad sentence to say because it is forgivable in some circumstances and completely unforgivable in certain other circumstances. Namely, whether you're under the threat of death or not, right? Like, if you are not under the threat of death and somebody tells you, like, okay, what is a good example? Like the experiment of what was that? I don't remember the exact things. I might be getting some of this wrong, so don't take my exact words on this or anything like that. But they would have like two people in a room. There wouldn't be somebody in the other room, I believe, but they would just have like a speaker. And so person A presses. Are told to press this button, and it shocks somebody. They might be told to keep turning it up or something, or it was just a single button. I don't remember. But anyway, they were just told to keep doing it, and they just keep doing it because it's what they're told, essentially. That's unforgivable. You're fucking crazy. You're just in this... Like, it shows not that just following orders is okay. It just shows that humans are naturally just going to go along with whatever the fuck people tell them to do. If they perceive some kind of authority, they're going to just do it. But that's not acceptable. That's not okay. You know, the Nazis are not fine because they were just following orders. They knew what they were doing. They had chances to not do what they were doing, and there were plenty examples that the majority of them went above and beyond, and were not just following orders. It's a Stockholm syndrome, but criminal in a way. You know, you're telling yourself you're just following orders, and then you just are doing it, and you're just doing it because you want to do it, or because you think that you're supposed to be doing it when, you know, you could very easily get out of the situation. Not very easily. I'm talking about in a broad sense. I don't mean in the Nazis a very easy situation to get out of. But, you know, in a broad sense, people can talk themselves into a situation saying, I'm just doing what I'm told. There's nothing I can do about it. There's authority here. When really there isn't. And they're just kind of talking themselves into thinking that. In general. Trying to talk about that broadly. But yeah, you know, something like the workers at like Chernobyl is a good example of, you know, the authority wasn't threat of death, but I mean it's more forgivable because they didn't have the full context, right? Although they knew that it was horrible and what was happening was going to be bad, they didn't know the full extent of it. And, of course, all of them in the back of their mind had the, you know, emergency protocol thing in place that should have fixed it anyway. So, like, something like that, even if it wasn't under threat of death and caused many deaths because of it, it's more forgivable than something like the Nazis because they knew what they were doing. They weren't, you know, holding a gun to someone's head and shooting and going, I think I'm just feeding them, you know? They don't really, they you know, Chernobyl didn't know the full extent of what their actions were going to be causing. I'm talking about the ones just following orders, not whatever the fuck his name is, Dyatlov or whatever. But, yeah, and then something like the Nazis is like way more like, of course you can't just say they were following orders. Insanity. But yeah, so all this is tying into, I mean, not really tying into, I guess this is a completely separate thing, it has nothing really to do with the following orders thing, but is Hydra, now Hydra, Nazis? Can they be considered Nazis? Blanketly, yes. Absolutely. Because it is Hydra, it is the organization that was founded based off Red Skull, a, you know, bona fide 100% Nazi, and then, after he was defeated, Second Hydra was founded by, whoopsie, yet another fucking Nazi. So, as we saw in Winter Soldier, quite a lot of German Nazis. I mean, just because they're German doesn't make them Nazis, but you have to assume they were, you know, the movie made them German for a reason. There's, you know, there's all the Russians and everything, which, everything, including, Garrett himself, even though, let's just run down this list real quick. Who of the Hydra that we know of, and just the bigger ones, are Nazis? Is Red Skull a Nazi? Yes. Is Dr. Zola a Nazi? Yes. Is Garrett a Nazi? No. Because he doesn't believe in the idea of a superior race, or the idea that the people need to be how did they put it? How did Hydra put it specifically? Basically, almost the exact same thing. Basically, a little Loki thing, that they need to be ruled. They need to be not even ruled, but they need to be relied on. The people have to be put in chains to truly understand their freedom, essentially. But yeah, so Garrett doesn't really believe in that. He's just a fucking big boy who wants to feel like a big boy. I mean, he's a little boy who wants to feel like a big boy, He just wants to feel like a big old strong man. Like, that's really his whole kind of character. It doesn't seem like he is fully a part of their whole thing. Like, he doesn't care about the plan. He just was doing this because the wind's changed in his favor, right? He just wants power. But I don't mean that in the same way that, for example, is the senator a Nazi? No, he's not. Because he just wants a powerful seat high up. Garrett doesn't want, like, a powerful seat high up, but he just wants to feel powerful. He wants to feel like a big man. Is Ward a Nazi? No, again, he's just a serial killer. He's just a prick. He's just a fucking absolute dirtbag that has deluded himself into thinking that it's fine that he's doing what he's doing because he's just following orders. Then Poe and Reyna, are they Nazis? Yes, because they believed in a superior race. The clairvoyant was a superior race that they bowed down to and everything. Absolutely, they're Nazis. Is Pierce a Nazi? Yes, absolutely. He believed in the whole Project Insight thing. He was the one behind it. Of course he's a fucking Nazi. And then Senator, no, as I already said. But yeah, I went down the list, but I actually don't remember why I went down the list really quick to come back to it. That was probably a very bad idea. Why did I do that? I was going to come back to something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think I was just explaining the whole, to clarify for them being a Nazi, they have to either believe in a superior race, either in the traditional sense or in the superhero sense, or in the just, I don't know. Like, can we consider, Pierce considering himself to be a superior race instead of a smart boy man brain, right? Is that what he was going for? Apart from just the, wanting to keep the world in order and under lock and key from threat of nuclear war and everything. I don't know. I feel like, I'm not going to say, it didn't seem like he was about the superior race or anything, so. But anyway, that's what I have. Very, Nazi-focused. A lot of Nazi-focus in MCU, which is unsurprising because of the time in which it came out. So yeah, that's it. Sadly, I'm not going to get through this whole season today. I only have time for one more episode, but I'm going to get into that penultimate episode, so I'll see you guys for that!